Hi, what we're going to work on today is this great program called HSTRY, which helps you create some interactive timelines. Now, I love teaching with timelines, especially when in my Spanish classes we're talking about the past tense. It's a great way to sort out how your past tenses should look. I'm going to just give you a quick overview of the program today. Now, I'm already logged in. When you log in, you'll come up to a page that looks similar to this. One thing that you'll see is this My Classes area. If you have a class, then you can share these timelines with them. If you do not, this is where you would go to add a class. I'm going to go ahead and just skip that part for today. So we're going to come down here to create a timeline. And this is going to be what it looks like when you get to start making your timeline. Now, there's lots of great customization options for you. You can go ahead and add a banner. This is what the kids will see when they start looking at this timeline. So I'm going to go ahead and upload an image really quick. I grabbed a couple cat pictures just for this. So we will get to look at some of these cats while we work on this. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and choose a title. I'm going to say History of Cats. And we can go ahead and write a short little description if you want. I'm going to go ahead and skip that. And so this next part that's really nice is you can put headings. So I can say the beginning of all cats. It kind of just helps the kids to sort out the information in their heads. So the way to add little events to your timeline is to go to your plus sign. That's how you are going to add everything in there. So on just a basic timeline, you would go ahead and insert text. So I'm going to say cats were born. That's pretty basic. If you want them to just get the information, then that's what you're going to want to go ahead and use. But as you can see, when I go ahead and put another little event in my timeline, there are tons of great ways to engage the students. So I'm going to go ahead and add an image. And again, I have my cat images already loaded up and ready to go. And so here are some cats that are going to go on my presentation with their stormtroopers. Go ahead and use that image is what I'll click. If you have credits, this is awesome. What I found on this, you can go ahead and add those credits in there. If you're taking stuff out of a book or off of the Google like I did, it's a great way to teach your kids digital citizenship. But then I'll go ahead and insert a description for this. The cats were controlled by stormtroopers. Kind of just a nice fun little one for you guys. So again, if I go to my nice little plus sign, I can add video, audio. I can add a new heading. So this is no longer the beginning like we were talking about earlier. We are now in the Middle Ages of cats, just to help the kids kind of sort through the ideas and stuff. And one part that I'm really enjoying about this program is that you can make this interactive. I can go ahead and put a multiple choice question in this. So it says quiz question. You can always say, oh, this is not a quiz. Don't stress. And go ahead and insert question here. I'm going to say, who once controlled the cats? And I can put in as many answers as I would like. So stormtroopers, dogs. I can go ahead and add more answers if I would like. If I decide I don't want this other answer, I can just go ahead over here to this trash can and delete it. And then make sure I click that stormtroopers is the correct answer. If I would like, I can put an optional explanation. You don't have to do this, but you can say see image above. And there you go. If I click back on here, I can add another image to this. I can bold whatever words I want. I can add a link so that they can go to another site and check out information on the stormtroopers once controlling the cats. I can add notes to this with more images. So this is just a really great program for interactivity with the kids. One last little one, I can go ahead and I can put a forum on here. So if I want my kids to have a conversation while they're going through the timeline, I can go ahead and post a question for them. So why do you think the stormtroopers controlled the cats? I can go ahead and post that on there. And when the kids get on this forum, they can go ahead and type their answers. Now, of course, you would have to go over responsibility of their answers, making sure that they are being serious when they're answering this question. I know this is actually a silly question, but if it was a real assignment, you would want a real answer out of them. And then if you'd like to add a conclusion, you could say, whatever you wanted down there at the bottom, the last thought that the kids could be left with. You can say the cats are happier free. And I can go ahead and insert another image. I think it's great how many images they let you use on this just to help kind of guide thoughts and entertain kids rather than making them sit there and read through a bunch of information. So this is kind of what I will be doing this year with, again, like I said, the past tense, giving kids a topic and having them create sentences and illustrate it almost like a storyboard. So when I'm done with this, I can go ahead and I can share that to my timeline. So it'll be out there for the World of History teachers on this history app to use, or I can go ahead and I can share it to my class. Now, like I said, I don't have a class going right now, but if I did, it would go to all of those kids in that class, just like if you had it on Google Classroom. And then I can also get an embedding code to put it on my website or copy it to send it out to others. So that is history.